actually supposed to do this video yesterday, and I got sidetracked. I did, because I kept seeing something that was not truthful. So we addressed that. But we have to address this and really get into what's going on, what's being talked about, and really get into whether this is true, false. We did do a general video regarding it about a few days ago, but allow me time to get into my disclaimer, get into everything I need to talk about. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. So thanks for tuning in. Okay. I can hear myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We're going to get into what Days had to say, and was he not allowed to speak during the trial? So that's the big question. Now he's speaking up. Of course, if he would have came out and spoke about Cassie the way he's speaking about Cassie, it would have kind of changed the narrative. So we're on the side of right over here. And we talk hot topics, trending topics. And Dave is a trending topic. He first started off his interview with Tasha. I'll just say that. Now he's doing more interviews. So let's be very clear where it started. And I think him and Tasha had been speaking for a while. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So we're going to get into a few different things. Let me fix this while I'm at it. Just now noticing. Just hold on one second. Okay. So we're going to talk Cassie, Diddy, Dave. And we're going to get into what Dave had to say. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. So we're going to start there. At first, I was going to do a different show. I really was. But then I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and finish what I started yesterday. And then that way we can kind of move forward later on today.
For damages involved in the Cassandra Ventura. For damages involved in Cassandra Ventura. For damages involved in the Sean Combs African trial. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider.
Yeah, Cassie's in the process of getting sued by one of the escorts that she hired. I love how women are trying to say she didn't hire these people. It was Diddy putting pressure on her to do it.
She did.
Yeah,
that's the reason why she got immunity, because they had the text message between her and Diddy.
So that's people talking about it in regards to many men have spoke up, and we were kind of like, well, he's the rich one. Cassie has money, but Diddy was the rich one. So now we're going to get into the actual art of dialogue in his interview there. Hold on one second. Let me set it up. So whether you think a certain way about Cassie, it is what it is. Now people are speaking up because the trial is over. Now the civil suit, well, his sentencing, and then now we're going to deal with the alleged civil suits. But let's get into the art of dialogue and what happened there. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Just give me a second. Like the video as you guys come in. Like I said, I tried to do this yesterday, but I got distracted by putting out the truth about what happened inside, outside the courtroom. So we're going to get into this video.
Right word to respect your platform, but I was smashing it, bro. I was putting that twerking. Yeah.
Hey, Cassie would show you coming here, right?
Oh yeah. The first time we had unprotected sex was definitely Cassie. Again, bro, like I'm trying to use the right words to respect your platform, but I was smashing it, bro. I was putting that.
Like the video, fair use, reaction clip, copyright disclaimer.
It's working. Yeah, like it's not, it's bad to say, but it's kind of obvious. She's a beautiful woman. A heterosexual man, it takes no effort to do what you got to do with that woman. So I would go in there, bro, and I'm making love to her like it's the last day on earth, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going in on her. The first time we had unprotected sex actually is the first time.
Now let me show you who Dave is. That's Dave. Okay.
She drugged me with ecstasy. We probably had been seeing each other for maybe, I want to say, 2 years, and they would put me through it, bro. Like, I would go to these encounters, and I would be up for like a day and a half, and bro, I would be hurt because I wasn't taking drugs with them. I was an athlete. I ran 5 miles a day. I was a constant like workout enthusiast. I don't got time to be doing all them rock star drugs. And besides, I'm not in the music industry. You know, the music industry is a rock star lifestyle. This is how they live. I don't live like that. So I remember asking Cassie, like, you know, what do you take to stay up like this? Like, because I'll be with you for days, and you've got the same energy like you had in the morning when I got here. So I remember she looks at me.
Like the video, fair use, ration clip.
And she says, I was hoping you would ask. Hold on a second. She goes into the room. She comes out quick. She shows me like a purple E-pill, thick E-pill too. And I said, what's that? She said, it's ecstasy. She starts breaking it down to me. And I'll be honest, at first I was resistant. I'm like, nah, don't take that. I'm good. But you know, it's like what they say. Most men who do hard drugs, a woman introduces them to them. A woman opens you up to it under the promise of sex or something that's going to give you a benefit for trying this substance. And it's true. So basically, Cassie tells me that if I take a little bit of this substance with her, the sex is going to be amazing. It's going to go from like 1 to a 10. And looking at her, how beautiful she was, how the great intercourse we were already having, it was enticing to see, like, wait a minute, it can get better than this? Really? I'm curious. So I don't like to take pills. I told her, you know, like, all right, how am I supposed to take this? She says, hold on, I'll crush it up for you, and I'll put like a half or a quarter of it in the drink. So she gives me this drink. I drink the drink, and she did not lie, bro. Within like 30 minutes, my entire body was alive. Like, I could feel every nerve ending.
Like the video. If you're just not coming in, his name is Clayton Howard. That's his name. That's who's speaking right now.
Me and this girl ended up having sex for like 3 days when she gave me this time. During the course of this sex, I believe it was sometime during the night, you know, we were involved in the encounter. So, you know, I'm stroking her. It's hot. She's into it. She pushes my abdomen up, reaches, rolls off the condom, and pulls me in her real quick, bro. Like, you date women. I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation where shorty hit you with the wham-wham real quick before you knew it. You in her. You don't know what the hell is going on, but it's so good, you don't come out. Because, you know, like, we know how we are as men. Once you get inside like that, it weakens. It's like kryptonite to a man. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like fell into.
And all comments are alleged. Fair use, ration clip.
Because it was a totally different sensation. I'm high off this ecstasy. It's like, wow, I done fell into heaven all of a sudden. So me and her kind of forget Puff is even there, and we're just going at it, slow, deep strokes. And what snapped me back into the encounter was Diddy himself actually asking Cassie specifically, like, yo, you fucking him raw now? Both of us look up. She's looking me in the eye. I'm looking at her like, I'm waiting for her to say something because this is your dude and it was your idea. So what you waiting for me to say something? She tells him like, oh, you know, I checked this paperwork. It's all good. And that bothered me because, you know, I still thought they were in a monogamous relationship. So immediately to me, someone with some intelligence, the first red flag was, why would this woman lie to her man about seeing my STD results?
Like the video, fair use. This gets extremely very, you know, wow. But this is what Diddy and Cassie was into, which is concerning, but this is what they were into. Fair use, reaction clip.
The first red flag was, why would this woman
all
lie
comments are alleged
about seeing my STD results? The hell with that. No. I jump up. I say, yo, man, listen, check this out. I do have clean test results. I can pull them up on my phone. Can she pull hers up? He said, I thought she's seen it already. I said, I ain't show her nothing, but I want to show you because I want to see her and I want to do this right. And Diddy's a man. Diddy's cool. He said, you know something, bro? I respect you telling the truth. He was mad at Cassie, but he was so into the freak off and we was going so like hot and heavy, he didn't want us to stop. So he tells her to show me her results. She shows me her results. I log in. I think it was Quest Diagnostics I was using at the time. I show them my results, and this is how the freak offs continue. Now, the next encounter, because, you know, like, I was high, I had unprotected sex with this girl. I was super nervous when I left. Like, damn, I probably caught everything in the book. So I go and immediately get an STD test, and it does come back clean. So the next time I see Cassie, you know, I'd rather be safe rather than sorry. I pull out a condom. She says, you know, what's up? And I said, you know, we never know what could happen. I know you said you're on the pill. I got a girlfriend. No, we got to be careful. She says, all right. Diddy sees the condom. He said, yo, bro, what's that for? Like, you already done had sex with a raw. You really want to put a condom on? I said, yeah, you know, I got a girlfriend, and we got to be careful. So Cassie throws the ball on me. Like, you know, I didn't have a problem without the condom. He wants the condom. So now she throws me under the bus and puts it on me. Diddy comes back at me like, yo, bro, you don't think my girl's JJ clean? Like, what's wrong with you? I done blessed you and let you hit raw already, and now you're going to reject it? She's looking at me.
This is crazy. Like the video, like the video. Fair use reaction clip. Real, fake. Let's continue. And I keep speaking because some people are lazy and they don't want to pull up on their own clip. They'll rather use my clip, so now they won't use my stuff. Fair use reaction clip.
He's looking at me. Peer pressure is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, the test came back clean. All right, Clay, you know what you got to lose? Because the ball's in your court, they putting you under pressure. And I really needed the situation at the time, so I didn't want to mess it up, so I went with it.
Wow. And she forced you to have sex with her before, right? While she was on her period? She put hands on you?
No, she didn't put hands on me. She forced herself on me. That's a
allegedly fair use reaction clip.
That's a difficult story, but it's not too hard to tell once you understand what happened. Um, she calls me for one encounter. I can't remember the exact year right now, but I remember it was cold. And it was my anniversary with the girlfriend I was dating at the time. So, I was like unavailable for the weekend. So Cassie happens to call me this weekend. She's like, yo, are you available? Come to LA. I'm like, baby, I can't. It's my anniversary with my real girlfriend. This is my real life. I got to stay here. She flips on me. What the hell are you talking about? We made a deal a couple of years ago that you were exclusively for me. This is monogamous. You're supposed to be available when I call you. She's pissed. So I'm confused, bro, because you got a whole man. What the hell are you mad at me for going with my girlfriend that you know about, that I've been dating 4 or 5 years? She doesn't care anything about that. She's cursing at me. She's rude. She's like, yo, basically, if you don't come, we're done. We're done. And I was shocked by that, so she hung up on me. I think, you know what, let me call Diddy. Tell Diddy what time it is. He's a man. He got a woman. He might respect my situation enough to let me come in the morning and at least let me spend tonight with my chick. I called Diddy up. I explained the situation, and he totally agrees with me. He says, let me talk to him. So he hangs up. He calls me back maybe 5 minutes later. He said, bro, she's not trying to hear that. If you don't get on this plane, she's never going to call you again. Now, the truth is, they paid me so well, they paid my mortgage when I went to see them for like 2-3 months every time I see them. So it made sense for me to go because of the economic reliance I had on what they were doing for me. So I go out there to see her. I get there maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. I remember I got there late. And when I finally got into the suite after all the delays, normally when I enter the freak off, it would be a bunch of little tea candle lights all over the suites because these were really nice suites, bro. These were
like the video, fair use reaction clip.
Like duplex suites. They were like 5-star apartments in these hotels, these suites in the Beverly Hills Hotel, etc. Diddy and Cassie took a lot of time to set up for these freak offs. Like there would be platters of baby oil, one platter of baby oil and Astroguard. There might be another platter of Ciroc, De Leon, champagne, water. The blankets would be covering the couch to prevent from accidentally damaging the furniture with baby oil. The tea candles would be all around again. So, there was like a romantic ambiance to it, a sexual ambiance to the room. There was a vibe, if you want to call it. This is the only time I saw them in 8 years. There was no vibe in the room. It was dark. There was comforters over the couch, but I remember the living room drapes were completely drawn, so you couldn't see anything. So now when I walk into this room, it's dark, and Diddy's in there, and he just has one candle covering his face. And he's like, yo, man, she mad at you, but, y'all make up, but she mad at you. I'm like, all right, whatever. Cassie comes into the bedroom. She don't even talk to me. So I'm trying to, at this point, I had like 4 or 5 years, and I'm a gentleman. I'm a charmer. I try to charm her. I'm like, yo, you really mad at me for being with my girlfriend? I'm like, how you mad at me, baby? Like, I got a girlfriend. I can't shit on my girlfriend. That's my real life. She's like ignoring me. Diddy's actually trying to talk to her like, yo, baby, he got a girlfriend. Like, you got a man. What you really so mad for? So I guess when he said that, she kind of realized she was playing herself. And she's like, whatever. And I'm like, all right, so you mad? I try to give her a hug. And, she gives me the hug back. And I can smell the alcohol on her. So I know she's drunk because I can smell it. She pushes me on the couch. All right, she starts kissing me, whatever. I'm thinking she's just drunk. She's horny. She's ready to go like women sometimes are. Women can get so drunk they become sexually aggressive. This is what I'm thinking she's doing. So she pushes me on the couch. She's kissing me. She's rubbing my chest. She gets my shirt off. She gets me to stand up. She gets my pants off. And at first it felt pretty good. It was like, oh, crap, she's taking you. This is what's up. All right, bet, But after a couple of seconds, it just started to feel weird because she was too aggressive, and she was never aggressive like this. Diddy controlled the pace. If he thought we was going too fast, if he thought it was too much lust involved, he would be like, slow down. But this time he didn't say anything. So she's continuing to do this, and the faster and faster she's going, the more and more it's feeling uncomfortable. So now I start to tell her, like, hold on, wait, let me see what's going on. She's not trying to hear that. She pins me with her hips around the couch, and she's kissing me. She throws her tongue in my mouth, like she's really passionate, and I can taste the alcohol on her tongue. Finally, she kind of like jumps up. She grabs my man.
Allegedly, fair use. Please subscribe, you guys. We're almost at 40K. Please subscribe. We're almost at 40K. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. We're listening to what Clayton Howard has to say about Cassie. All comments are alleged. Fair use. Let's continue.
She like sits on it quick. She's already wet from what I think. So it goes in. We start having sex, whatever. As a man, when you're inside of a woman, it really doesn't I can't say it doesn't matter how it feels, but it's a different feeling. It's kind of debilitating. Let's just be honest as men. It's a little debilitating. It's kind of like kryptonite. So I want to get up, but I can't because I'm actually having sex. And it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. I want to get up, but I can't. So she comes quick. Oh my God, she comes. When she comes, I feel her body weaken. So I take her, push her off, roll over, and they had some touch lamps, I remember, to the left of me on the nightstand, and I touched the touch lamp 3 times real quick. Yo, bro, it's blood everywhere. Blood on the sheets.
Allegedly, fair use reaction clip. So this is the time he's speaking of in regards to that concern.
The floor underneath me, darkened blood stains in my lap. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking at her like, yo, what the hell? And she pretends like, oh my God, I didn't know I had my period. It must have just came. But the way she said it and the smirk on her face, I said, yo, she lying. So I got pissed. I'm like, yo, you did that to me on purpose? So normally when they saw me, I'm a gentleman. I'm professional speaking. I talk kind of like a white guy. They saw the black guy come out of me this day. Like, yo, you did that to me? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So I start spazzing on her. Diddy sees me getting angry. And he stops it. He said, yo, bro, chill out. I said, nah, I ain't chilling out nothing, dude. You crazy? Look what she just did to me. And he said, you know what? Let me talk to her. She drunk, bro. Because she's basically in my face, like telling me, go F myself. Men have sex with women all the time. Like, what's the big deal? She's discounting the fact that she forced herself on me on her menstrual cycle, which is technically a sexual assault. Diddy goes in the room. They may be in there for 2 or 3 minutes.
Allegedly, fair use reaction clip.
He comes back out, and he looks me directly in the face. He says, yo, bro, listen, I'm sorry. He said she knew she was on her period. She wanted to have sex. We just came back from an event. She's mad drunk. She's mad horny. He said, yo, bro, she should have told you and gave you the option to do that. She was wrong. So I look over at her, and she's just sitting there like this against the wall, like leaning against the wall, but she's not saying anything. So I'm waiting for her to apologize, but she never does. Finally, he takes out a wad of money. He gives me the wad of money. He said, yo, man, accept this as my apology. We booked you a suite downstairs because they were in the Beverly Hills Hotel. He said, go take a shower, get some rest, let her sober up tomorrow. He said, yo, you know, y'all been doing this so long, I feel like y'all got your own relationship. So y'all shouldn't really mess it up because she's drunk and making a mistake. I had flew for 5 hours to LA. I was exhausted. It's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so there's no flights leaving LA, so I technically have to stay. I stay to the next morning. I think I get up like 7, 8 o'clock. Cassie calls me around 10 o'clock, and she tells me she's sorry. She was drunk. She knew she was on her period. She basically confirms the fact that she knew she was on her period. She was drunk, and that she intentionally violated me because she was feeling a way about the fact that I would come to her instead of my girlfriend. So that's how she forced herself on me and sexually assaulted me because I never knew she was on her period. She never told me, and then when I actually find out, she tried to discount me, like the fact that I was offended because I felt insulted didn't matter because she was paying me for sex, and I guess she figured that I didn't matter as a person. And she knew.
Allegedly, fair use reaction clip. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about what he's saying. Do you think it's factual? Do you think it's fake? Do you think he's telling the truth? Y'all let me know in the comments. And then, let me see. Like the video, like the video. Like the video. Do you think what he's saying is factual, or do you think he's not telling the truth? Like the video as you guys come in. If you're just now coming in, he made another statement. Hold on one second.
I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs trial. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated.
Allegedly.
With money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider.
Yeah, Cassie's in the process of getting sued by one of the escorts that she hired. I love how women are trying to say she didn't hire these people. It was Diddy put pressure on her to do it.
She did.
Yeah,
that's the reason why she got.
So, do you think that's why she got immunity?
Let's get into it. Clayton Howard has come out and exposed Cassie Ventura as being the aggressor in the freak-offs.
Allegedly.
He exposed how she was the one that introduced him to the Attorney General in the Diddy case. Guys, attached is a video of Clayton Howard giving his side of the story. Pay attention, he is bringing all the tea on Cassie Ventura.
So good morning. I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media, and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me. This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth. That Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy.
All comments are alleged. I hope you guys are subscribing. We're trying to hit 40K. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs
allegedly
had sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that. That Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle.
Allegedly.
What I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room. She manipulated the environment to get what she wanted, and then she totally got up like I was the one who should have been grateful. You're on your period. That's disgusting, and I deserved more respect than that. As a man, if I had laid down with a woman and forced myself on her and
so there's that. I couldn't continue because of what he was saying after that. But yeah, you guys let me know.
Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs.
So he's suing Cassie.
I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated.
Allegedly.
With money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider.
Yeah, Cassie's in the process of getting sued by one of the escorts that she hired. Yeah, I love how women are trying to say she didn't hire these people. It was Diddy putting pressure on her to do it.
She did.
Yeah,
that's the reason why she got immunity, because they had the text message between her and Diddy
implicating
in the damn process of committing a crime.
Yeah.
So for her to testify, they had to give her immunity.
So there's that. Okay, so I had to get this video out. You guys, I was going to do a different show, but this was supposed to be yesterday, so I had to go ahead and get it out. You guys let me know how you feel about, and be very clear, it was stated that Clayton Howard could not speak until after the trial. Allegedly, they did not want him to take the stand because this is what he would have said in court. So when some people are stating certain people were supposed to take the stand and then it was changed, now we see why it was changed. Certain people had a feeling about Diddy. They didn't want them to take the stand about Diddy. Certain people had a feeling about Cassie. They didn't want those people to take the stand about Cassie because it would have changed the narrative of how people thought about Cassie, felt about Cassie. But the jury sensed all of that. The messages, the payment, the text messages contacting these people, from what they're saying, it was almost like, yeah, Diddy was into it, but then Cassie, allegedly, people felt she became into it. So if Clayton Howard, they gave him the name alleged Dave in the court case, Clayton Howard is basically saying, they silenced me. They didn't want me to take the stand because this is what I would have told on the stand. So there's that, y'all. What do y'all think? It kind of makes you think about if other witnesses would have took the stand, how it might have shifted the narrative. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. The situation in regards to Diddy and Cassie was toxic and sad and kind of interesting. Why would you want other men sleeping with your girl? It makes you wonder if he's satisfied with what he has. Why would you want that? It's like you could have me, alleged, basically telling the women, you could have me, but then you could have something a little bit larger if you want. When you really think about it, you know what I'm saying? You could have me, but you could have something a little bit larger if you need it or want it. When you think about it, because why else would a millionaire, because remember when they met, he was probably a millionaire. Now, I would say over the last, 5 years, he became a billionaire. But then now they're saying because of the court case, he might be back to a millionaire. But when you think about it, why would a guy want his woman to sleep with other men? Oh, I love you, but in the room, I need more satisfaction. And maybe he just got tired of women saying that to him. And then he said, well, let me get into this. I don't know. What would make a guy want to have his girl sleep with somebody else? And remember the people in their comments about the candy. I'm not going to say nothing else. The brown candy. You guys will figure it out. Okay, remember how people were saying there's a Tootsie Roll situation? So is that why he wanted his girl sleeping with other men? Because it's like, okay, he a certain size, and the girls wanted something larger, and then you could go back and forth between me and something larger. I don't know. Because remember, I didn't know how to say it, y'all. Because how else would you think that a guy would want his girl to go with larger sizes? It's like, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, I want to be able to keep you, but I want to keep you satisfied. So now when you think about it that way, that might have been the situation, him wanting his girls to sleep with other people so they get that satisfaction. And remember, she was to order the biggest she could find. Remember? Why would you want that? Why would you want that? Most dudes are not wanting their girls to date or be around other men. Men get grossed out if they think their woman has slept with, text, or went to dinner with. Men get frustrated. This is my girl. This is who I want to have children by. Men have a way of feeling about certain situations. They can't even fathom their girl texting somebody else, calling somebody else, going on a date. You said hello to your ex-boyfriend. You said hello. Men get mad, but men can date. Men can allegedly text. He thinks in his mind that women are cool with it. No, women are the same thing. Women don't want their man to be touched by another woman, but men are visual. There's no way. If a man thinks a woman even cheats, he'll go and he'll find somebody else to date because it just sticks in his mind. He can't deal with it. So why would Diddy want his girl to sleep with other men if it's not a Tootsie Roll situation? And why is she to order larger sizes if it's not for him wanting to have her pleased? Why aren't you pleasing her with your package? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can think of. That a woman might have said to him, this is small. This is what's going on? This is kind of small. You know what I mean? And then he felt away. Maybe that's why he got into that. I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know Cassie. But Clayton Howard, men are very visual. They don't play. If they think their woman has even touched another man, you bumped up, men get really pissed off. And I get it. I get it. Yeah. And that's the thing, to whereas people were trying to understand Cassie's beautiful. Why won't she just get a different person? Then you think about this too, you guys. Remember how in the court case, they mentioned everybody Cassie wanted to date? The more successful the person was, Diddy got ticked off. Kid Cudi just got married. Think about that. Kid Cudi just got married. Is that a distraction? But let me stay focused. Each person that Cassie liked, they made sure they mentioned that in the trial. But remember how they kept the person alleged, the big rapper that Jane Doe went to FO? Remember how they kept them anonymous? See? Men don't really want their woman being with somebody else. It takes a special kind of dude to have their woman be with different men. And remember, Cassie would be with different men, sometimes 1, 2, or 3. in a night. Sometimes Cassie would be with 1, 2, or 3 men in a night. Not all the time, but sometimes it's like that. And even, remember how with Dave, he said they would sleep and, have, encounters. They would have encounters and then go to sleep. For days, this is how it was. And then sometimes he would say he would be sore. Hello? Yeah. Most couples in the morning and at night. But for days, where they do that at? Where they do that at? Real talk. This in itself, when y'all really think about it, if people would have spoke out, think about it. Many people did not speak until Diddy went to jail, right? Then there was civil lawsuits. The civil lawsuits can't move forward until this trial was over. Remember how Piers Morgan had Vlad on the show, and Vlad was like, the civil lawsuits couldn't move forward until the trial was over. Now Diddy's about to be sentenced, so I'm sure they could probably move forward, maybe with the civil lawsuits. But the biggest thing is what we would have heard if some of those witnesses would have hit the stand. We would have saw a different side of Diddy. And think about it. If if KK would have hit the stand, if some of Diddy's workers would have hit the stand, and if more of the ex-workers would have hit the stand. So this is the biggest thing, you guys. They were selective in regards to the ex-workers to hit the stand, because some of them did hit the stand. They were selective in which ones hit the stand, because Clayton Howard, his name allegedly was Dave in the trial. It wasn't Clayton Howard. They gave him a name of Dave. So he mentioned it, so I can mention it. That's the only reason why I mentioned it, because he mentioned it. So those people that were supposed to be anonymous were supposed to be anonymous. But he mentioned even in himself that he was Dave in the trial. So that's the only reason why I'm saying it. So I don't want anybody saying, oh, she, exposed the person that, no. They mentioned him, and he's coming out saying this is what name they gave me in the trial. But let's go back. So if other escorts allegedly would have hit that stand, they might have been similar to Dave. There was a back and forth. She didn't want me to be with my girl. I had to be there for days. I wasn't into any substances. Think about all that he's saying. She was mad at him for wanting to be with his original girlfriend. What? How you gonna get mad if he got a girl and you're with Diddy? How's she gonna get mad? But like they said, now she wasn't mad. Was she mad all day? Was she drunk all day? She literally had a problem with him spending time with his girlfriend. If y'all just not coming in, we're talking about Dave. Went on the Art of Dialogue. Go look at the whole video with the Art of Dialogue. Most of their videos are about an hour, so go look at the whole video. But Dave spilled a lot of tea. That she was mad that Dave really wanted to spend his anniversary with his real girl, but Cassie wasn't having it. So he was hanging out with them. Let's take a step back too. Dave was hanging out with them for about 8 years. So the test results back then was good. Did you catch that, T? The test results, they were making sure that they were being safe, but still, you got to make sure you protect your girl, because think about it. If there were several different men, who's to say somebody else didn't sleep with somebody else and Dave could have got his girl caught up? You know what I'm saying? Okay, Dave's test results are good. Monday. He hangs out with Cassie, but Cassie slept with somebody before Dave. You know what I'm saying? So Clayton Howard should have always protected his girl. Because who to say that she didn't sleep with other people prior to Clayton Howard? Y'all, that's some dirty work. When you think about it, that's kind of scary, because Dave is saying he has his test results on his phone. And then remember how he said after the protection came off, he immediately went and got his results done again. But who's to say if you're in the doctor going to get results, who's to say she not sleeping with somebody as you're at the doctor? So you're clean Monday, Tuesday, but she's sleeping with somebody else Tuesday, Wednesday. And then you hook back up with her Thursday. You're thinking you're the only one with her and the diddler. You're not. Y'all, be careful out here. When you really think about it. When you really think about it. These people were slopping. And then remember how in the court case, didn't they make it seem that he was the one that didn't want them to use protection? But you should always use protection. Because Cassie Diddy in a relationship. Dave's in a relationship. He should always make sure. So wait a minute. Clock this. Think about if Clayton Howard girlfriend is remembering her dating him 8 or 9 years ago, she's probably ticked off. Hold up, wait a minute. You was sleeping around on me with her and him? And who's to say how many people she was sleeping with? Could you imagine Clayton Howard's girlfriend back then is probably realizing, you know what I'm saying? His ex-girlfriend is probably livid that she was in that situation, not knowing everything. So, man, you got to be careful. You could be in a relationship with a dude and he is sleeping around, and that girl could catch something because not knowing the people like the situation Cassie was put in. Cassie sleeping around with other people. So Clayton Howard thinking he doing the right thing by constantly getting his test results. But who's to say what she's doing outside of him? Man, that's kind of crazy. Could you imagine being the ex-girlfriend of Clayton Howard? She's probably livid. I'm wondering if she can file something against him. Because here we are in a relationship and you're sleeping with her and she's sleeping with others. Everybody, baby. If you're just not coming in, we're talking about the Cassie Clayton Howard situation. I'll play this one clip again.
I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs African trial. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura.
Good morning, everyone.
Male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated.
Allegedly.
Money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider.
8 years.
Cassie's in the process of getting sued by one of the escorts that she hired. I love how women are trying to say she didn't hire these people. It was Diddy putting pressure on her to do it.
She did.
Yeah,
That's the reason why.
But the money had to come from Diddy, though. But still, that implicates her in regards to hiring the size she wanted. I'm wondering if, think about it, all the escorts, I'm wondering if all their girlfriends are thinking, oh my goodness, how long did you do that for? How long did you do that for? And how long did you put me at risk? Baby, these women are probably concerned about and thinking about certain times and certain situations. Think about all the ex-girlfriends of all these escorts, and understand some of these women probably didn't know that they were dating escorts, or they did know and they were like, babe, always use protection, just get that money. You know what I mean? That's crazy when you think about it. Get that money, just always make sure you wear protection. But all those women that were dating those escorts and realizing allegedly what Cassie was doing and the people she was doing, that in itself is concerning. Put a lot of those women at risk and putting the men at risk. We talk about it both ways, because like I said, Clayton could have been with Cassie that Monday, Tuesday, and he had a clean test result. But Cassie could have slept with somebody allegedly that Tuesday, Wednesday. Now his test results of him being clean can now not be clean because of Tuesday, Wednesday. Real talk. Okay, y'all. Oh, wait. I'm glad I got this show out. I'm glad I did it. Okay, let me see. Cassie should be... See, a lot of people are saying that she should be held accountable because you put a lot of people alleged health at risk. And she did. And some of these girlfriends too. And if they were debating whether to wear protection or not, always, you can't trust nobody. You cannot trust anybody. But these people went over there to sleep with her, and they should have been protecting themselves no matter what. I mean, even though she's gorgeous, she is gorgeous. You gotta wear protection. Morals, yeah, morals and principles. Non-existent. That is so true. You guys, I hope you guys have subscribed. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. We're trying to hit 40K. We're trying to hit 40K. And see, my page is a little different. I always think inside the box, outside the box, around the corner, back behind the corner, between the crevices. I'm always thinking outside. And I think that's why sometimes people try and use my talking points, my little buzzwords, my little zingers. Yeah. When me and my friends have conversations, if I'm having conversation with women, deep. If I'm having conversation with men, deep. I like smart people. I really do. We can go on and on and on and on. I love smart people. I do. But yeah, that's really concerning. So this is the biggest thing. Now that Clayton Howard knows Cassie has all this money, he's coming for her. You got money from Diddy? Cool. Because he wasn't coming for Cassie prior to the trial. Now, Cassie got this money. I'm wondering if other people are going to file lawsuits against Cassie too. Because Clayton Howard has spoke out. Do y'all think other men might file lawsuits too? Could some of the women file lawsuits if they caught something? Check this out. Think about this. You're in a relationship with one of the escorts. Y'all both go get y'all test results, right? Y'all both go get y'all test results in let's say in June. And then in July, she catch something. Wait, y'all both get test results in June. And in July, these girls catch something. Ooh-wee. I'm wondering if some of these ex-girlfriends are going to be ticked off and if they're going to speak up. And I'm wondering if any of the other escorts will file lawsuits against Cassie. Y'all, be careful who you date. My goodness. Be careful who you marry. Be careful who you have children by. And women, it's okay to tell a man, you want to cheat, leave me alone. You want to date somebody else outside this relationship, leave me alone. You got to speak up. Me and my friends are like that. Y'all go out here and cheat and lie. You make me look like a fool. It's on you. We are breaking up. You got to have deal breakers. You got to tell your dudes, you go do you, but we breaking up. You ain't going to make me look dumb or stupid in these streets. You know, a lot of these relationships, they have houses, they have cars, they have children, they have bills that they take care of together. If you want to mess it up, going to, you know, be over there with that girl, you're going to have to start all over. You don't know what the family situation's like. You don't know what her father, her mother's situation like. You got to be careful who you date. Because when you date into a relationship with the whole family. The mama, the daddy, the aunts, the uncles. When you go to those, you know, family events, you got to be careful who you date. Oh, we. Now, when you think about it, woo wee. But these men, if they decided to do that, and if the women decided to date them, and some of the women may not have known that they were dating the escort. Because remember, he said he was really healthy. And he was kind of like a workout type guy. But he said they basically paid his mortgage, allegedly. They helped pay his mortgage. When Cassie wanted to see him going to that event that weekend when he really wanted to spend it with his girl. Oh, that's something else. So this is number one lawsuit for Cassie. Will there be more? I don't know. And then in regards to the civil suits, y'all, the civil suits probably won't move forward. I don't know if they can move forward until after Diddy's sentence, but the civil suits will move forward. And let's be very clear. With the civil suits, they better make sure they got proof. Hospital records, police reports, any notes, any text messages, these civil suits better have proof. And hopefully, if they have proof, then those will be settled. But we don't want no more lawsuits and we questioning the age, the spot, the location. These civil lawsuits better have proof and receipts of what happened. Now, how many civil lawsuits will Diddy settle? Are they even valid? And that's something we always talked about in regards to the civil lawsuits. He's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So if these attorneys are filing these civil lawsuits, they can't move forward until after the trial. The only thing we're waiting on now is they're going to sentence Diddy. No one knows. No one knows how much time Diddy going to get. It's being alleged that the judge is asking for other court cases like Diddy to decide what time he should give Diddy. Could it be 10 for the 2 guilty pleas? Could it be under 5 years? Could it be time served? Woo-wee. Okay, so what we talked about yesterday, if y'all missed that video, there's been different people trying to trend go viral, and there's been people that's been talking about the court case and what they experienced. Nobody should be, talked down to, but there's been a lot of false narratives that's put out there. Make sure if y'all clicking on stuff, be cautious, because sometimes people are not telling the truth about stuff and they're doing clickbait. Be careful of the clickbait. And if you have a page, be really careful of the clickbait. If you don't hear it from 2 or 3 sources, don't do it. Don't do the video, because you don't want to have an issue in regards to you defaming somebody. You know what I mean? Hello, everyone. Like the video. Like the video. I hope you guys have subscribed. We're trying to hit 40K. We're trying to hit 40K. At first, I almost didn't know what to do the show on, but then I was like, you got to do the show what you were supposed to do yesterday. So I'm glad I did come back, and I'm glad I did cover what was going on with Cassie. So do y'all think, let me know in the comments, do you think other escorts will file a lawsuit against Cassie? Do you think some of the ex-girlfriends may want to file a lawsuit against Cassie? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like the video, you guys. Like the video and subscribe. We're almost at 40K. So were you guys surprised at what Clayton Howard had to say about Cassie? Were you guys surprised? I kind of was. Because think about it. A lot of men's pages were saying Cassie's not innocent. She was into it. This is what it is. She could have told Diddy no after the first time. And remember how they said, if a person said it only takes one no. And remember how Jane was kind of into it too. So think about it. Take a step back. Take a step back. If Cassie got sued, do you think Jane could get sued? If Cassie's alleged is getting sued, do you think Jane can get sued? Because remember, Diddy was paying Jane's rent, allegedly. They said it in court, though. It only takes one no. Remember how they were saying in court, Diddy was paying Jane Doe's rent and help with her attorney? So could Jane get sued? I'm wondering. Yeah. And then remember, Jane was supposed to be anonymous. So even though Instagram has been trying to tell everybody who Jane is, I'm still keeping it anonymous over here. Y'all could talk about who Jane is if y'all want in your minds, but Jane is anonymous. So there's been a lot of back and forth in regards to Jane. And will the father of Jane try and take the child because of what she said on the stand? That too. Could some of these relationships get messed up and broke up because of, and could some children be taken away because these people are outed from this court case? That's a big question. That's a big question. Will other escorts try and sue Cassie? Could some of the ex-girlfriends try and sue some of these people? It's all interesting. Man, we kind of thought Cassie was in the clear. Just had the baby. She on her 3rd child. She looked like she in real love with Alex. So wait, let's go back. Let's talk about Alex. Is Alex now side-eyeing Cassie? Is Alex now side-eyeing Cassie because Clayton Howard is speaking up? And people were like, remember how Alex Fine said Cassie saved Cassie? But I'm wondering, maybe Diddy was like, Alex is a trainer. It's not like he was a famous actor. Diddy didn't like that Cassie wanted to be with Michael B. Jordan. Diddy didn't like that Cassie wanted to be with Kid Cudi. But her wanting to be with the trainer, he fine though. Alex Fine is cute. And he was a trainer to stars, so he might have been making a pretty good bank. But maybe Diddy didn't want him to be, a person bigger than him. And that's the other thing. How is it that he didn't care? Why is it that he didn't care? Did Diddy have his eyes on somebody else outside of Cassie, and he was just over it? That's something else. So now Alex has to deal with these lawsuits with Cassie. Many of us thought that this was done and over. Cassie can go live her life, enjoy her husband and children, but now the lawsuits. Will more lawsuits come? Baby, I told you my page is a little different. We like to think over here. Man, a lot. Okay, you guys, there's actually a lot going on in the news. In regards to this list, in regards to Maxwell, I think she's trying to go into a higher court because I saw a post that said, if there's no client list, she was basically saying, why am I in jail? So there's a lot going on. Many people are saying there's got to be a list. So I did a lot of shorts this morning. That was the other reason why I almost didn't go live, because I did do a lot of shorts. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. A lot of distractions too. So is that why they said no client list? Because they knew that Maxwell was going to go in front of a higher court. Possibly. Hold on. So that might have been why they did that press conference the way they did it. And that's probably why he said there's no list. But remember, the lady did a binder saying there's a list. There's a lot going on, y'all. Lot going on, a lot of distractions. I hope you guys please subscribe. There's about 110 in the building. If all 110 subscribe, we'll be almost even closer to 140K. If all 119 please subscribe, we're almost at 40K. So please subscribe. Please continue to hit the like button, you guys. Now that I'm doing my shows this way, where it's hot topics, trending topics, people now won't know. Yes, a lot's going on right now. And there's a lot of distractions. And I try and stay up on everything, but I have family, I have business, I have other stuff going on. So I try and do what shorts I can for you guys to kind of keep you in the loop. But this list thing is huge. What's going on in the world is huge. The distractions of it all is huge. Yeah, there's a lot going on. If you're just not coming in, we talked about Cassie, Diddy, Clayton Howard, making claims about his situationship between Cassie, Diddy. If you don't know who Clayton Howard is, this is Clayton Howard. He's filing a lawsuit against Cassie. So there's that. It's a lot. And allegedly, like I said, will other... Oh, thank you so much. You're really good. I've been at this for a little while. And I just started going back to hot topics, trending topics. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. We do have super chats are welcome, you guys. $2, $3, $5. We do have memberships over there. So, feel free to do memberships. But yeah, I just started getting back into hot topics, trending topics. And I keep my ears to the ground. But, I be busy too. So when I'm out and about, I do what I can. Oh, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys. At first, I almost didn't know. But then I was like, oh, my goodness. You got to go over the topic you were supposed to go over yesterday. So go over to the Art of Dialogue. Listen to the full interview. Go over to Tasha. She interviewed Clayton Howard. Go check that out. And then he did a few posts on Instagram that you can see Clayton Howard talking more about. Women are coming at him saying, why are you speaking up? Why are you trying to ruin Cassie? So he did two lives. And I don't know if there's a third one, but go on to Neighborhood Talk to look up Clayton Howard's lives, or go on to the Shade Room or On Site. Yep, that's where y'all can pull a lot of his clips. I always try and tell y'all where y'all can find stuff too if I found it. But yeah, go check out the Art of Dialogue. And look up Clayton Howard. How we knew about him was Tasha. So there's that. That's the interview that I watched. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, you guys, I'm about to get on with my day. I appreciate you for being here. I hope you guys have subscribed. We're definitely trying to hit 40K by this week. I should have hit it last week, but when was it? Thursday, Friday. I just wanted to chill, watch some good movies, and relax. I did quite a few shorts Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but then I did do a live yesterday. So, you know, we have our ups and downs, and when we want to talk on YouTube. So thanks for being here. I hope all of you have subscribed. I hope you all have hit the like button. Please hit the like button, replay game, subscribe, hit the like button, and I hope everyone has a great day. Let me do my disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. You guys have been amazing. I appreciate you guys for being here and supporting the show. Like I said, super chats are welcome. Memberships are over there. Thank you for subscribing and supporting my page. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your great comments. I appreciate you. I really do. So kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all the great compliments. Have a great day, everyone. Focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. Goodbye. Be blessed.